free sponsorship today? Is the music on?
Yeah, we're on.
Are we even on free sponsorship today?
What's our free sponsorship? Oh yeah. My bad.
I'm gonna give y'all the
Go ahead. Yeah, we can start with that. What's up,
I just want send some merch. We gonna drink our energy drink
You gotta
today.
face it to the camera, damn it.
We gonna fuck with y'all drink today. This free promo. We don't usually do this. We gonna fuck with y'all. Send some merch though. I'm a merch guy. He the money guy. Send him some money. I just need some merch.
Oh man, what's up, guys? What is up, everybody? Welcome into the All Day Everyday Show. We have a huge show today. Plenty of things happening in the sports world. The NFL draft is officially underway, and Giants fans all around the world can finally be happy with a first-round draft pick, getting their guy, Miles Neighbors.
Man, is
Malik Neighbors. Why did I just say Miles? Malik Neighbors.
We'll get to it, but
yeah, we'll get into.
I hope he can get the ball.
Yeah, I hope he can get the ball. But the good thing is, there was rumors that they weren't going to take Malik and that they were going to go JJ. They were going to go.
That would have been insane.
I literally would have just said, like, I'm done. They would have done what the Falcons did, and we're going to get into that debacle as well. Sure. I was at the Sixers-Knicks Game 3 at Wells Fargo Center last night, and that was crazy. You couldn't pick a better game to go to. Yeah, and you know what's funny? MSG. I said it too. I said, like, I know they're gonna split this series in Philly, and I'm just hoping that the game that I go to is not the one that they lose. But normally it is. I have less hope than. Like, I mean, they're winning tomorrow, but the problem is Sixers fans better show out more than last night because it was Knicks heavy. Yeah, I was kind of sad. Crazy, bro. There was Brunson hit a 3 in the first quarter from the right wing. And you could just hear all the Knicks fans, yeah! And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? MVP chance when he's taking foul shots in your own building is crazy. As soon as tip happens, let's go Knicks chance across the arena in your own building is crazy. Like, it's okay. We won the game, and I'm gonna need Perk and fucking Austin Rivers to just completely backtrack that point, by the way. Yeah, Perk is gonna... it's all right. He probably won't. Perk immediately started going off on the refs. I'm not super crazy on that. We will get into a little bit of the debate because I was extremely hated about that. The Bears got their 2 guys, Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze. That's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. We will get into some new stadium conversations as well. We saw that big report come out this week with the $4 billion stadium renovation, new stadium. I have a certain take on that is maybe controversial, but I think it's the truth, so we will talk about that. The Lakers and LeBron James are down 3-0, and a questionable comment from Bron basically kind of throwing in the towel with that. We'll touch on that briefly. And the NHL, Utah's newest franchise, again, for those that don't know, nothing from Arizona in terms of the franchise is coming over with Utah. Utah is completely new. They're starting from scratch, fresh, clean slate, fresh, clean start. And there is a list of names that they are having the fans vote on. We're going to be picking our best name for Utah's new franchise in the NHL. But we will start with golf, like we did last week. Miles Russell. Foreplay pod here. Miles Russell is a problem. The 15-year-old shot 68-66 and is headed to the weekend. That was on April 20th last week. Oh. Youngest ever to make a Corn Ferry Cup. So what is he? A sophomore in high school? Dude. He's a sophomore in high school. How is he hanging with these guys? Did you happen to see his stock yardages? No, did you? Yeah. What is it? Like 9 irons going like 155, 160. That's me. That's you. Bro, like drivers stock 290. People were some people were in the comments saying that, like, that's not that good. I'm like, stock 15-year-old hitting a driver 290 yards every single time. It's not that good. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and wait till he's like 23, 24, 25. I think people, because this is kind of the point I want to make on this, and this is it. How delusional do you think some people are about the drivers? Because I thought I was delusional. Because remember I sent you the drive one day, like there was one day I had like 2 good drives. And I'm like, whoa. Because I caddy there. And I listen, those are only my 2 drives that were in the fairway. But people don't be that far up usually. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, did I hit like a 300-yard drive or something? I did the calculations. I'm like, oh, this shit went like 260. That's good, though. But after the roll, too. But I'm like, nobody counts the roll. I'm like, damn, how delusional do you think most people are about their driver distance? Like, I think you can get like I don't know about carry 290, but I can't carry that. But what's the hole? How far was the hole when you drove the green?
I was like 270, 280, right?
Yeah, I think it was two.
It was a long bitch. You had to, I think you had to,
270,
I think you had to carry,
280.
you had to carry at least 265.
Oh, it was definitely carrying
At
265.
least.
I think it was a 274, 275.
Like at your peak, what were you carrying?
Probably between 280 and 285.
Like motherfuckers, like y'all are the reality checks of golf.
But also at the same time, you just don't.
The
have to
1%
swing
are the reality checks of golf, though.
Yeah.
They are, bro.
Like you don't have to, especially golf, bro. Like you don't even have to swing that hard. Like
You don't, and it's been the biggest mind fuck for me. You know what else has been a big mind fuck for me? Remember I got into the game talking to you. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to get my irons tight because you get your irons tight, you can do whatever you want on the course. Every single interview I hear about pros talking about the game, if you can drive and if you can putt, you don't have to worry about anything else. And they are so right.
yeah, I mean,
Like that's literally all.
it's crazy that they say drive there because like
I've heard Scotty say that. I've heard Brooks say that. I've heard Ludwig say that.
I've heard just short. Game
I've heard
in general.
Tiger say that. Yeah.
Like just short game.
Yeah.
If you're off the green or you miss the green right, can you put that close enough where it is a sweat-free putt for par?
You know what we need to do? We need to say fuck the darts. We need to put a mat down in front of the ping pong table.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Get buckets, 56 degrees, 60 degrees. Let's go. Let's get in the lab.
We should just bring Chippo down here. That would be crazy.
Yeah, we should.
And also, like, I was down at Kyle's the other night. He's got the really nice, I think the Caros have this too, but it's that putting mat, but it has like, this is what 3 feet is, this is 4 feet, this is 5 feet. And it has the line.
We need that.
So like if you put the ball off the line, you can tell when you pull it. Like it'll stay on the line. Like I'm like, we need that just down here just so we can do that all the time.
I can't putt.
You know, like that's how you get the stroke down.
They rolled me back a 4-footer 3 times. And I just didn't. I made the same putt every time.
Well, I mean, what's the one thing that you say in for basketball? Always end on a make.
I couldn't do it. They wanted to do it so bad.
End on a make.
We'll get in the lab, man.
All right. So what do we want to do? Do you want to go draft first, or do we want to go into NHL shit?
We can go draft.
I mean, Embiid.
We can go draft.
Draft. Okay.
Go draft.
All right. So there are some big headlines as the first round of the draft of the NFL draft is officially over. We saw plenty of quarterbacks go off the board early. We all knew Caleb was going.
A lot of offense off the board early.
Hell yeah. Jaden Daniels, number 2 to the Washington Commanders. And then
That
Drake May.
was a little different.
Yeah.
I like it for him, though.
I like
that
it
was a
for
little
him.
different, though. That was a little bit. There was a couple reaches in this shit. So
And you send Drake May to New England
good pick.
to be the new quarterback
So New England
up there. Yeah, it is. And the funny part is, too, like the Patriots and the Giants were looking to make a move for the Giants to go up, and that's why I was scared that they were going to draft either Drake or JJ. But apparently, the New England Patriots were asking price for that third spot was too much that the Giants wanted to give. So I'm like, good, take it.
Holy fuck, the Giants are actually ballsy.
Like, which is wild because they were going to go do that to take quarterback.
Ballsy.
Stop wasting it. Stop wasting it.
I saw a fucking picture that was like from the 2003 NBA draft, comparing the top 3 of this draft. In the 2003 NBA draft, the top 3 was LeBron James, Darko Milicic, and then Carmelo Anthony. And someone took a picture of that and said, this is going to be the same thing. I don't want to do my guy Jaden Daniels like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a little crazy. And I don't know if I'm ready to anoint either Caleb Williams or Drake May like that. I think Caleb Williams is going to be good.
Minus 30,000 to go.
There's something about that Pivot podcast. Did you hear what he was saying on that Pivot podcast? So I could be a little bit of a hater. Because it's one of those situations that, like, you're just saying, he was basically saying, like, I know I'm that good. He was talking about how he was upset that he didn't start his freshman year at Oklahoma because he knew he was the best player in the country. He was basically saying that, you know, when they cut up his highlights, they only show the crazy plays where he's, like, running around the pocket and doing unconventional shit. But he's like, I can do the conventional shit better than anyone in the country. Basically, kind of shit like that. And I'm like, you walking a tightrope, homie. You feel what I'm saying? Because if they don't go the way, we already kind of looking at you because the mentality, we don't really know. But maybe we got to just change our, because people going to wear weird clothes, they're going to paint their nails. And we saw Jared McCain was still one of the best guards in the tournament. So obviously, we can say what we want about him, but he can hoop.
100%.
So I'm going to give Caleb some time, but I'm not sold. Drake May, I think he can be an incredible talent. I've seen other comps. I see like rawness. I see potentially some Aaron Rodgers, creative, can make all the throws, different arm slots. I'm just not sold yet. So maybe I'm a hater, but I don't know how you feel about them too. But I'm not.
It's also early to tell too.
Because I thought that picture was crazy. We're gonna compare Caleb to the LeBron pick, and we're gonna compare Drake May to the Melo pick. I ain't ready to do that yet.
We also need to give him some weapons. Meaning Drake.
Drake. Yeah.
Needs some weapons.
Drake.
In New England.
Yeah, no bullshit.
Like in
bullshit.
fucking
No bullshit.
Juju.
Yeah.
And then Marvin Harrison Jr., we all know, is going number 4 as Kyler Murray has his new weapon. The one thing I am going to miss about Marvin Harrison leaving college football is, can we just get Gus Johnson for one game to call an Arizona Cardinals game this season? Just one. Because I just need to hear the Maserati Marv car in the NFL.
They might dick you.
You know?
I think they'll dick you.
They will 100% be repeating that.
I would.
Like, put it on a t-shirt. Put it on a t-shirt, Arizona.
100%.
The whole fan base to buy it.
100%.
And then some people were there was just like a double-end sword here with the Chargers. Do you go a receiver and risk giving Herbert still not enough time to get the ball to the receiver that they would take? Or do you go the protective route, give him a little bit more time in the pocket, and you give him some protection? That's where the disconnect was. Thought if they were going to go Malik Neighbors there, then the Giants would go Rome Odunze. That's not the case. They do get their guy, Joe Alt, big tackle from Notre Dame, and then that frees up the New York Giants to get Malik Neighbors. I will say,
I would have loved, like, obviously, I'm making this pick if I'm playing Madden franchise. I would have loved Justin Herbert with Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, he's
in
still
a
got to
healthy
get time.
Keenan. No, they had him. We talked about it before. Like, they're probably gonna make that pick, but I would.
But still, you can see why they could have went receiver there. You got Mike Williams in New York now, Keenan's in Chicago, and you literally, Austin Eckler's gone. You have zero weapons.
The Herbert and Neighbors shows would have been different. I just questioned if my man DJ got the talent to give him the ball. We gotta see it.
We gotta see it. And then we kind of skipped down a little bit. I'm going to go down further before we get to our Penix conversation. J.J. McCarthy in the trade the Vikings made, and J.J. McCarthy goes to Minnesota, where J.J. will be throwing the ball to J.J. Interesting. I do like it. I actually do.
I saw some hate about the pick. I thought it was, I mean, listen, bro, you go to Michigan. His record in college was outstanding. Obviously, he wasn't asked to do much. Those teams were incredible. So why not? I mean, this guy's proven he can win. He's young. First of all, he's really young. Talk about, we'll get to Penix, but he's not 24, 25 years old. You know what I'm saying? This is a young kid, can run. First of all, he didn't showcase that much at all in college, but I think in the league, that's going to be a trait that's going to bode him pretty well. Seems like he makes quick decisions. I mean, some of those big routes he was throwing in those big time games, he's making quick. It's reminding me of Brock Purdy. We'll see.
And he's got some.
I saw people hating that pick. I'm like, if I'm in the NFC North, no bullshit, I ain't worried about the quarterbacks that's coming in. But as a pick, as an outsider, I don't mind it at all.
And he's got some legs too, which helps.
Yeah, I'm saying Justin down there somewhere.
Yeah, facts. And
figure that shit out.
Bo Nix. Some people were not on top of this call. Sean Payton was a huge fan. So I'm on the McAfee show after the pick and said after, I think it was either his workout or his pro day, something like that, and he got in the car and said something along the lines of like, wow, that guy's good, or that's our guy.
I mean, I would 100% genuinely think he's the most polished quarterback in this draft. Not more polished than Caleb. But besides Caleb, he was probably the most polished guy in this draft. The only thing about Bo that I saw in college was just those big games, those must-win games. It wasn't even that he wasn't putting up points, but it was, you know what I mean? That X Factor shit is why people like kind of Washington beat him twice. You know what I mean?
You look at, facts, twice. You look at Denver, though. I mean, there's now 4 quarterbacks there, including
Zach Wilson.
Stidham.
Zach Wilson. I pray for my Denver
Stidham
fans.
And then
Zach Wilson.
Cooper Rush, I think. No, Bendinucci. That's their 4. What?
Can we talk about Zach Wilson?
Yeah. And there you go, too. Yeah, Zach Wilson. As of this week.
I don't hate it.
But hold on a second. So what's the point in getting Zach Wilson then? You know he didn't want to be a backup again.
Because he's a bag of chips.
So are you making...
Bag of chips, like monetarily wise.
Who were you starting then? Who were you starting if you're the Denver Broncos?
Open competition. Because if Zach Wilson can do what Zach Wilson's supposed to do, not that BYU sidearm shit down 50 yards down the field going to my left. He can just take care of the football. Because all the Denver Broncos need is someone that can take care of the football. You know what I'm saying? And make the must-have throws. Rush was doing a good job of that last year. They obviously folded for other reasons that we won't speak on. I think Zach Wilson and Bo Nix could do that job. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to see a nice little quarterback competition. We'll see how it goes out for them.
I do like the pick from the Raiders. Brock Bowers, Georgia, tight end. I actually thought it was going to go Bo Nix, and then they were going to the Raiders were going to take Penix after that. Originally, that's where I thought we were going with that. That wasn't the case. And then I would like, before we get to our big conversation here, I would like you to touch on your Birds and their selection of Quinion Mitchell, cornerback from Toledo, the first one off the board, the best one in the class there.
We just legitimately don't miss. I just don't. I'm not 100% sold on like the best in the class. That wasn't like maybe not the most polished corner. I 100% was like, this is the highest upside, and he's already good.
Yeah.
People were kind of like in college. He did play 6 years off the ball as a corner. I played zone that's 6 years off the ball. And it's way easier. But if you can play that coverage, great. You could play bump and run. There was clips of him at the Senior Bowl covering. I forget who it was. It was the kid from Michigan that's really good. But he was at the Senior Bowl doing work. He wasn't only playing 6 years off the ball at the Senior Bowl. I think it's going to be a fucking outstanding pick. And I was begging for corner and linebacker depth, during the playoffs. I wouldn't have hated it. Obviously, I think Howie's going to eventually do linebacker too, but a third receiver would be nice.
Also,
an actual third receiver would be nice.
Which is going
to happen. This is a slam dunk
too.
pick. Absolute slam dunk pick by Harry Roseman. Slam dunk.
Yep. He knows what he's doing in these spots.
Before we get to Penix, the nasty pick, which I think is the most underrated pick on the board.
Who are you looking at?
How does Xavier Worthy play with Pat Mahomes?
Tanked out 2.0 loading. I'm going to draft him in Dynasty. Yep.
We link up Xavier Worthy with Pat Mahomes. That's going to be a problem.
Free chicken. I'm drafting him in Dynasty. Going to be the best pick of the draft.
I didn't think he was going to go to KC because I thought whoever got Cooper DeJean was going to be the most underrated pick of round 1. That's the most underrated pick of round 1. But I even
if you're the Bills, do you take him with the first pick of? Do you take Cooper with the first pick of this, or do you go receiver?
Yeah, it's tough because they need
like a Donnie Mitchell's on the board.
They need it's some good receivers on the board. I'd probably go receiver, but they've let go of some vet DBs. No Poyer, I'm pretty sure no Hyde either no more. Corners wasn't looking that, so I could see it, but they got a lot of shit to figure. I'm happy I'm not in that room.
Yeah, me too.
That type shit.
Yeah. And then it comes to, I saw this clip of Frank the Tank on Barstool when they were watching the draft. He's a big Dolphins fan, and they were asking him to serve him up to get pissed off about the Dolphins drafting a wide receiver 3. Why would that be the fucking pick at 21? That just makes
Chop Robinson's a fucking freak.
Yeah, like I think that's a great pick.
And if we watched the game versus KC, they dealt with some injuries, but they were getting pushed around a little bit out tough. Some big little freaks up front. I like the pick. I'm Penn State.
I was gonna say that so you love every bit
Chop.
of that.
Yeah,
you love every bit of that. Okay, and then we get to our the biggest debate of the night in round 1 was Michael Penix at 8 going to the Falcons. It's a head-scratching move. It's a head-scratching pick. Why would they do it after giving Kirk Cousins 7 generations worth of chicken? I know he's off the injury. That was not the selection. So many better guys to help the team. Kirk apparently talking to his agent, who was in discussions allegedly with the Atlanta Falcons, saying that he's frustrated because they did nothing with that high of a pick to help the offense and help him for this year alone, and then we're stockpiling for the next couple years. Penix really probably won't touch the field for 3 years. I don't know. I mean, he's getting, I think it's for that pick for 8 is $22.7 million as the rookie deal. So I think he's okay with that, obviously, to get that much money being a backup. But I think he wants to get on the field, and he's not going to see it for at least 3 years. We won't see, Kirk probably won't be finishing out that contract. I'm just at a head scratcher of why and what the thought process was there to basically say, we're not going to draft a position player to help our guy that we just brought in. We're going to draft a quarterback to sit behind us and stockpile for the future where we technically won't need a quarterback for the next 5, 6 years, 7 years. What, bro?
It's funny because it's so like the Falcons are actually a hilarious franchise because their offseason moves and what they've been doing, it's not that I disagree with the player that they get. It's not that I disagree with the type of player that they go after. I think Michael Penix is an insurance option. It's not that I even hate that pick at all either as an insurance option. I hate the money they gave Kirk Cousins. I hate drafting Michael Penix at 8. Like, I hate how they've done. It's never the what. It's always about the how. Sometimes you think, we're not in those rooms, right? But we've made decisions with certain companies to do certain things. Maybe sell things, maybe interview people that we've been afterwards. That wasn't the best idea. Right? So maybe I'm thinking they gave Kirk Cousins all that money. I don't know if everyone in them chairs in that room was kind of on board with that decision. These old heads on social media more than we think, and obviously they got people around them. Maybe not everybody was kind of torn about that, giving him $180 million, $200 million. So maybe they came to a consensus that, like, hey, let's get, because, I mean, this guy's legs just exploded. He's been injured before, collarbone, shoulder, all that. Played through it, but he's older. So I'm thinking maybe they were trying to do the Jalen Hurts a la the Carson Wentz. But Jalen Hurts was drafted at 32 or 33 or 34. I don't hate the Michael Penix pick. I don't understand why we don't trade down, get an edge rusher. The Atlanta Falcons are last in the league in sacks in the last 2 years with 81 sacks. Dallas Turner was on the board. Byron Murphy Jr. was on the board. We could trade down, get a lineman, get an early second-round pick. If we wanted to get Penix as a backup plan, we could have got him anyway. Howie Roseman was like a genius for getting Jalen Hurts at 32. Could he have got Jalen Hurts at 10 or 11 or 14, whatever pick we had that year? Yeah. And would it have worked out and be like, yeah, he was a smart GM for getting Jalen Hurts? Sure. But you could have got way more capital and done it in a way better way. Like, that's just I'm not necessarily, I've seen Falcons fans talking about Michael Penix's age, and I agree. He might not be that good. I think Michael Penix might have to play year one. I'm dead ass. Do we even know how long Kirk's going to, like you say, he might not play for 3 years. Are we sure it's Kirk Cousins? He might play. Well, like, we need not even a lot. Like, they could have got some work on the line. I don't even think they really need to. I think the offense is pretty much intact. But, I mean, we are last in sacks for 2 years. They've had the 8th pick for 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row. None of those picks have been on edge rushers of any type of time. So I do sympathize and understand with Falcons fans. For some reason, I do see the big picture, but this could have been done way better.
Yeah, I definitely don't see
this could have been done way better.
Drafting, but
this could have been done way better.
At some points, like, we need to have a discussion of, I know you saw, like, it was owner to GM after
like,
the
what
pick,
is our decision making?
that we have to explain ourselves. The fact that the Falcons consistently every single
there's like
year,
both the big decisions this offseason, they've had to explain themselves.
which is kind of
wild. Which is kind of wild.
Why do you have to continue
Which is kind of wild.
explaining yourselves? You're
Like
putting
Howie Roseman
yourself-
does something where everyone's like, how the fuck did Howie? Okay, say less.
Yeah, like getting Jalen Carter.
Yes.
There's no way he should have been
Re-signing Devontae Smith and AJ Brown after Joe Dumars tweeted that AJ Brown never played on the snap and the Eagles. People are funny.
People are funny, and they always want to take some shots at the Philadelphia Eagles.
We gotta get back. Like, let's rethink our hows. You know what I mean? Or how we're doing it. Come on, Atlanta.
Look, I'm just excited. At least I also want to say this too. The D-Rod pick from
Ryan Thomas to Jacksonville is just keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, keep an eye out there. That's helpful. I like the D-Rod pick from Arizona. That's 2 great top guys to add for you guys. You get an offensive weapon.
I'm so close to disowning that team.
Which team?
Arizona.
Why is that?
I don't like the organization, how they're running it. I like the top. I don't like the coach.
Of course you don't like the coach. Shane Steichen, former Eagle, for everybody out there.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. There's a little bit of
it's Gannon, the Tamper.
Oh, the Tamper.
Yeah, Mr. Tamper. So it's hard for me to get behind. I like the quarter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just hard for me to get behind JG at this point in my life. Maybe one day. After what I heard about him too the story, it's hard for me to get behind that guy.
We are
you know what I mean?
Going to head over to the NBA, where the Sixers win Game 3 against the New York Knicks at Wells Fargo Arena Center. I'm listening to Stephen A. too much. That's what he said.
Don't listen to that guy. He doesn't even watch his own team.
I know. I just was watching First Take this morning, and he was like, Wells Fargo Arena, and I'm like, whoa, buddy. You got to get that correct.
We're getting down to the time. We're getting down to the come down. Love you, Stephen.
Joel Embiid with a playoff career high 50 points, 21 from the line. We will get into some of those conversations, controversial debates. The Knicks did not lose this game. Let me be very clear as a Knicks fan. Let me be extremely, extremely clear. The New York Knicks did not lose this game by free throws. The 76ers made a hell of amount of shots in the third quarter, and that's where they pulled away. Embiid went on a tear from the top of the arc over Isaiah Hartenstein consistently. And it was like feed the hot hand. At some point, it's a heat check. And it never was a heat check. He kept making and he kept making. Cam fucking Payne is dropping, lacing, just not even dropping, lacing threes, okay? They made their shots. So that's not why they lost the game. They didn't lose the game over free throws. We will get into the discussion of 21 free throw attempts to, what was Jalen's? 13, that's right. 13, but Jalen asked for the whistle. Jalen goes for the whistle. Let's just start there, okay?
Yeah, Knicks fans are delusional, man.
We
all watched the game.
We all watched the game.
Come on.
Knicks fans have to be for real with themselves that this game did not come down to a whistle or multiple whistles. But we will get into the big call last night where Embiid flops when OG Anunoby's trying to drive to the basket.
I don't know if that's a flop, but
He's falling down and then kind of does a little slide back. Like that was crazy.
Okay.
And then he gets a little dump off to Mitchell Robinson underneath. He goes up for a dunk. And Embiid is standing there and wraps his arm around the ankle, pulls him to the ground. Was ruled a flagrant 1. Talking about if it was a flagrant 2 to kick him out of the game. It was definitely a dirty play. It is absolutely unreal. And then you have the flat out audacity to say in your press conference, you're not trying to hurt anybody. They were all over me. I got to protect myself. Protect yourself from what? Mitchell Robinson was jumping to make a dunk.
His right knee is right there.
Like, come on.
His knee is right there. His knee is right there.
What is that? He's jumping to make a dunk.
His knee is right. Listen,
What is that?
I think this is a flagrant 2, but I think he should have been ejected. Only reason why I don't think he's ejected, and first of all, people think if the Knicks are down 0-2 and at home and Jalen Brunson does something like this, I don't want them to eject him. That's what I think the refs were doing. The refs were like, we can't eject this guy first quarter.
Yeah, we're giving
any other. It could have been 1-1, 1-1. He's ejected, easily ejected. You know what I'm saying? I think they 100, and that's why I hate NBA refs. Obviously, I'm a Sixers fan. But I did understand it. I 100% think this is a flagrant 2 ejection insta. Like, if this is like March basketball, oh my God, he's not playing the rest of the game. But like, yeah, I get it, man. Yeah, you know what I mean? And he African, you know what I mean? He got a little mad. You know what I mean? Went back. Yeah, it's all right, bro. He should have got ejected, but I get the refs.
I do want to look at this stat real fast here. The free throws in game 3 was Joel Embiid with 21. The entire Knicks team had 19, and the Knicks had 54 points in the paint compared to the Sixers' 38. Again, this is painting a narrative for Knicks fans that it came down to free throws, and the Sixers got too much. They got too many calls. That was not why they lost the game. And let me just also say, when Dante DiVincenzo would like to show up to the series and play playoff basketball, that would be fucking fantastic.
Relax. He's a massive reason you're going to steal game 2.
100%. But at the same time, I know the defense is...
This is what he did with the Warriors. Outstanding regular season shooting the ball. Postseason came around. Got a little cold.
I'm also giving a lot of credit to the Sixers defense because there's a lot of plays where he's not getting open. He had a couple open looks last night, and I think he was just not pulling enough, so he didn't have the feeling, and he was missing them. I will give him the credit there. The one thing I do want to notice is all these Sixers fans are like, Josh Hart is not going to make these shots every game. Like, that's why, when you guys don't make the shots.
I mean, he's not, bro. He shot 50% in 2 games.
But at the same time,
okay,
a lot of these looks that he's getting, those are Dante looks. That ball's supposed to go to Dante. They can't get it to him because Tyrese is on him. You know what? If the Sixers were stupid, and they're not, they would put Tobias Harris on Dante, and then we're going to see a 6-7-3 game from Dante, and Knicks are going to win game 4. That's not going to happen. If they keep locking up Dante the way they keep doing, he's not going to see nearly as many minutes as he did in the regular season. Practically in game 2, or was it game 1? In game 1, he sat the entire second. He sat the entire fourth. I mean, it's unbelievable. We finally got to see a little bit more Precious Achiuwa last night. That was pretty cool.
I just think this whole free throw thing is going on. I think Knicks fans and Knicks media are trying to get their get back, because like Sixers fans were completely on the train that we got hoed game 2. Which you could make the point that we got hoed game 2. They did miss 4 calls in the last whatever, but you can't lose a game like that. But I think that's what's going on. People saw the Sixers fans on social media. You see, the rest of they were wrong. And the Knicks finally got they won. Like, you see, and beat at 21 free throws and we had 19. It's like, all right, can we be even and just talk about basketball? Because I honestly think we've seen, like, this series is amazing. First and foremost, you win 2 games in MSG when Jalen Brunson is playing horrendous basketball. That was not the Knicks formula at all.
That was the quietest 39 points I've ever seen last night, by the way.
I thought he was outstanding last night.
Yeah.
I mean, I told you that when he was walking in. I thought he was outstanding last night.
Maybe because my mind was so.
I was noticing. I wanted to pay attention to how he bounced back because
Me too.
the first 2 games were horrendous, and the fact that the Knicks took those 2 games. If you would have looked how the Knicks played from January until now, if Jalen Brunson played how he did those first 2 games, they were losing versus virtually anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Every single team.
Anybody.
Yep.
Josh Hart shooting 50% from 3. I think Game 2 was a complete personification of the Knicks. Like, say what you want about the refs. How much were the Knicks down? It had to be, I mean, more than 10. It was like a 10-point game in the fourth quarter. More
13
than 13.
It got to
13. The play that everyone feels that Maxey got fouled on, which he did, and they didn't call Nick Nurse's timeouts, but they didn't. Someone puts up a 3 in the corner. I think it might have been Dante put a 3 up in the corner. Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid. I want to say Nick Batum or Tobias Harris.
We're talking about Game 2's finish?
Yes.
That was Dante who first threw.
And Kelly Oubre are in the vicinity of that ball. Dante DiVincenzo and Josh Hart, I think, end up on the ground, end up getting that ball out. No jump ball.
Hartenstein slept. He snuck through all 4 of those guys ball watching.
No jump ball. They get the ball for a shot, make the 3. That what the first 2 games, I'm going to say it again. Jalen Brunson did absolutely nothing. It was plays like that. Obviously, Josh Hart, 50% from 3 too. But it was plays like that. Like, it just seemed like they just wanted the games way more than we did than the Sixers did. You can say maybe because of their MSG, they're feeding off the energy. But I think we are like 1-1 in our like stolen games. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to call bullshit with the free throws, go ahead. But I mean, the Sixers handed y'all game 2. Handed y'all. That game should have been over with 6 minutes left.
I mean, they came back.
But that is why I thought the team was gonna go down 3-0. That's not like that team's not a winning basketball team, bro. And I don't think it's because I think it has a lot to do with 21 being obviously unhealthy, his knee and whatever Bell's Paisley is, whatever the fuck that is. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I did.
I think a lot of like the energy, I think could be around that, and the guys kind of feel lost themselves. That's why I feel like that 50 burger last night by Embiid was massive to kind of get energy back in the team. But I saw Game 2 thinking the series was over, seeing a team that just wanted to win the series way more than the other. You know what I mean?
I need you to just, first of all, let's just look at these 2 clips. Well, actually, let's look at these 3 clips. Watch his right leg. What is this? Right into the nutsack. Why are we kicking out a foot like that? I'm just confused.
Trying to get a call.
Right. And what is that? There's nobody around you. Why are you dancing? And then this ugly, dirty play on Hartenstein. What is that? What are you trying to do there? What is the what was the and there, again there was it's mind-boggling. Now they're going to show that the big call twice. But this Hartenstein one is insane. What is the motive here? You don't need to do any of this cut. What are you doing? I mean, it's unbelievable.
That's just petty. It's just petty basketball, bro. Like people who play basketball, like bro, like that's Hartenstein, like because it happens. You know in timeouts when there's like those tieouts and 2 guys don't want to move. That's just what that is. Like Hartenstein's like, I'm not gonna let you go in the paint, and Embiid's like, I'm going this way to go to the like. A lot of this shit too. Obviously, Embiid's a flopper. Like this is nothing new. I don't know why people are acting like this is anything new. Like, bro, this is all over the. Like, I don't care about the flopping. Like with Jalen Brunson, I don't care. Like I don't care about any. Like, bro, it's part of the game. I'm more upset that's how the game has become and rewarded it. I think the refs have done a little bit of a better job trying to crack down on those calls, which I think is a big reason why Jalen Brunson specifically struggled. Even you can say Embiid struggled in the first couple games. I mean, bro, we got to fix the structure of the game. I ain't gonna get mad at these motherfuckers for that.
But
They are allowed to do this. They're getting rewarded for doing this. So I mean,
can you just explain what you said before we got started about Brunson and Embiid when they were media was trying to paint this whole picture that
Embiid's far behind the best player in the series. Like it's not even close.
No, I don't mean that. I mean with the fouls and all that. Getting the call, trying to get the call.
Oh, what'd I say? I forget, bro.
How Brunson, you were like, you see what I'm talking about when people were trying to paint this picture that Jalen Brunson was trying to feed for the fouls like Embiid does as much of the time.
Right.
And you were like, now you see why? Because he had 13 and Embiid had 21.
Right. I would know, but I was kind of saying like what Jalen Brunson played. I think maybe because he's smaller. I think because Joel Embiid's so big, it's like seen as worse because it's like you don't have to do this. So when Jalen Brunson does it, people can kind of be like, all right, he's small. I think Jalen Brunson, the way he does is arguably worse. Call spade a spade. He flares his head every single contact. He's flaring his head back. I'm cool with it. Like I have no problem with it. I'm just calling spade a spade. That's why I was like, you see. That's what I was saying. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, we watching the game, JB. And we watching the game, Joel. Like y'all flopping. It's cool. I think as a whole base, the Sixers fans and Knicks fans, we need to get past the whole foul thing so we can actually have conversations about basketball. That's not going to happen. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I want. I was saying that to be like, look, he's doing it. He's doing it. Let's watch this series. Can we just get past that? Like, bro, remember Trae Young walked us down by getting foul calls. If we want to be honest, but I was never bitching about that. Like, it's all good. That's what. So can we just talk basketball? That's what I'm on. We're saying like that game 2 personified y'all. Deuce McBride game 1 and game 2. Like, there's been great basketball in this series aside from the flagrant 2 and the fouls, and that's kind of what I'm getting at. Because this Knicks Sixers, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You see Wells Fargo, bro, you was there. All them Knicks fans there, bro. This is like rare. This is like, it's not, yeah, I mean, so I just hate how the conversation is getting towards motherfuckers flopping. Like, you know what I mean? Like, can we, like, yeah.
McBride was hitting threes and you're hearing dudes
bro, it was
all over the crowd. That's crazy.
It's been great basketball. I mean, it's what, I can't expect people to do anything different, but I hope at some point we can be like, all right, motherfuckers gonna flop. Let's just focus on how sick this is. You know what I mean? Even the fact, bro, I'm watching the games like Dante's back home, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson playing in their home court again. They're playing against Kyle Lowry. And like the way I kind of see it as an athlete is like, and because Kyle Lowry's holding nothing back for those guys. I don't know if you could tell, like not being dirty, but he not holding nothing back.
No, he's playing.
And I think there's a little bit of an edge there where like Kyle feels like he was that bull at Villanova, but these are the Bulls that got the job done. And I love that. I'm like, let's run it back. Let's throw the skull. Like, I think there's so much cool other storylines in this series that aren't being talked about because motherfuckers is flopping. You know what I mean?
I will say it was a good game plan by the Sixers. Drive down Isaiah Hartenstein. Drive down Mitchell Robinson.
That game's completely, I don't think Embiid has 50 points if Mitchell doesn't twist his ankle.
But can we say this, though? The game plan was to get them their calls. You know, get fouls early on the 2 big men, and then
absolutely,
it's mismatch central for Embiid the rest of the way.
Absolutely.
What I will say, those calls early on Hartenstein and Robinson when Embiid was driving, like, I think they both had 3 super early, and I was like, I mean, I will be generous by giving you 2 of them, but I mean, some of them, it's like the contact's here and we're backing up like this and it's automatic foul just because he's flailing with his arm into me. Like, and then once they got that call,
we'll see how game 4 is ref, but I feel like they might have felt like they owe this one.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because people won't admit that, but like the end of game 2 was very egregious. So I think the refs kind of came into this game with like, not saying we're gonna give the Sixers whistles, but it's kind of that subconscious, like I kind of feel bad, like we did fuck that last game. I'm like, all right, like, you know what I'm saying, I kind of think a little bit of that was going on.
I will tell you,
and Embiid was bitching early. Like I think a little bit of that was going on.
I will tell you that the Sixers will lose game 4, but if they find a way to win that game, because I'm just saying this, the Knicks are not going to lose game 5 at MSG. They just won't. So the Sixers have to show out and get this game to make this a series, to make it competitive for game 5. What I will say on the other side of it, though, is, look, I mean, if we're Sixers fans, we have to make sure that this is a Philadelphia 76er basketball game at Wells Fargo Center. Because this is, in my eyes, as a Knicks fan, this is the series. Game 4 right now is for the series if you're a Knicks fan. So if I'm a Sixers fan right now, get everybody you know and get to Wells Fargo Center and make that a Philadelphia crowd. I know they were still there, but there was too many New York fans that were there cheering on those Knicks compared to the Sixers fans. That should not be happening in a Philadelphia arena in playoffs ever.
Listen, it is a fucking massive game. It's a massive game. But I also don't think it's that big. Like, we could lose this game. It sounds crazy, but I don't think the series is out of reach if we lose this. Like, I think we would be able to, like, if you told me before the series, would you think the Sixers can win a game at MSG? Absolutely. So if we lose a series in 5, that means we didn't win a game at MSG, which I don't think is going to happen. If we do lose this next game, I think we go to MSG. And plus, Joel Embiid loves playing at MSG. First 2 games, I don't know if he felt too well. Whatever that Bills Paley shit is, whatever. I mean, he came out and wanted to say after a win strategically, I think, too. Like, you know what I mean? I think he's going to go back to MSG trying to get some buckets. I think the series still goes the distance. I think it gets settled in MSG.
In 7.
Yeah, I think
Interesting.
I think he gets settled there, regardless of what happens tomorrow night.
Here's the deal. This series was never going to be a 4-game sweep by either team.
I thought so.
Never, ever was.
Okay.
So
I did think so.
one team had to at least get 1 game.
When we were watching, I was watching that game, the game 3. When we took a lead, and y'all came storming back and took a little bit of lead, I was like, yeah, this gonna go. Here we go. We going home.
The first half was electric because it was back and forth. Yeah. And then, of course, Sixers just come out in the third quarter and are lacing threes, not missing a single goddamn shot. So, you know what? Again, that's where you tip the hat to. And I will give another hat tip to Joel Embiid. You know, you could star on Broadway. You really could star on Broadway with this acting.
Give a hat tip to Nick Nurse for giving campaign minutes. Remember we had a conversation about the Pat Bev campaign thing? Go ahead, Cameron. Because a lot of Sixers people this is why we're not coaches and GMs. You see how many Sixers people were calling for Ricky Council? No one was calling for campaign. Campaign won us that. I mean, Joel Embiid had 50 points, but campaign won us that game. Like that energy.
No disrespect and discredit to Pat Bev though, but imagine
Pat Bev's not doing that.
I know that, but I imagine if Pat Bev was in this arena for this series playoffs in Philly, like
it'd be funny to watch. It'd be good for the podcast. But he would have played less than Cam.
Yeah, he would have played less than Cam. But he's that gritty guy he's like a perfect like Philadelphia player.
We needed Cam to come in and score. Like game 2 was so nasty because we could have won that game in the fourth quarter and then we went through a lull, even in the third too, where we just couldn't score. And there's only so many times where I could watch Tobias Harris do a post up, turn around, jump shot with 2 people on him.
Biggest bag steer.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why they think like Pat Bev maybe would have gave us a little more on the defensive end, but we needed to put the ball in the fucking basket. It's been Maxey and Embiid all series and nobody else. Through 2 games, and Maxey had a good game 3. There's a strong argument that Tyrese Maxey has been the best guard in the series. Very strong. Very double 30 pieces MSG, and then a very strong argument that Tyrese Maxey has been the best guard in the series.
I mean, I was saying last night.
TBD.
I was saying last night to Sixers fans that Maxey was the best player in the series, but that's just me.
I can't do that.
I mean, even at MSG, watching these clips, and like, obviously I watched the game, but just watching these clips back. I remember when I was watching those games at MSG, I wasn't there, but watching games 1 and 2, when Maxey would do the same dribble move and run coast to coast and get the same dribble move and lay it in every time, I'm like, I remember yelling at the TV, this guy is light years faster than anybody on the court.
Fastest first step I've seen.
Like, he's just going to beat you with the same thing every time because he's that much quicker than everybody on the court. And he's holding the ball. It's not like we're doing sprints and he's faster than you. He's dribbling with the rock. Like, so
like that's what
I'm giving credit there.
The flopping conversation, all this stuff with Joel, like, it's taken away from, like, he's having a series. We can move on.
Give him the max. Maxey gets the max. That's our next headline on the All Day Radio Show. All right. I don't even want to touch on Brown anymore. I'm kind of over it.
No.
Really?
No. Because I personally, I honestly think people are making the biggest deal out of this, and it makes absolutely zero sense.
Okay. Well, LeBron James LeBron James, after losing game 3, says to the media, and now they're down 3-0. We have Saturday night will be the 4-game sweep. That would be in LA. And LeBron James says to the media, at the end of the day, it's just basketball. That's it. So, hold on a second. I'm a LeBron James fan, and I will say, number 1, this isn't LeBron. We know that. He's 40, but this isn't LeBron. That's not a LeBron comment. LeBron doesn't say that. And number 2, if you're going to take that route, instead of doing that and sugarcoating that bullshit, you know what you should say? We're getting our asses kicked. We cannot beat the Denver Nuggets. They are better than us. Just say that. Just say that. Because that is not the route that I want to see at LeBron James. And that's just me.
LeBron has taken that route, bro. Watch his press conferences when he lost to the Mavs, when he lost to the Spurs, when he lost to the Warriors, when he was just getting up out of interviews and walking out with the wrist cast after a game, mysterious. Like, LeBron be copping out, bro. So first of all, that wasn't surprising to me. Second of all, the motherfucker is 40 years old. Like, people are going to see that comment like, oh my God, LeBron's throwing in the towel. LeBron's averaging like 26, 9, and 7 this year. He's been, like, AD's been their best player, but LeBron has not been far behind. Like, LeBron, for being 40 years old, is playing unbelievable. And if you think LeBron, if you watched these games, you thought LeBron laid down, and if he wants to say it's just basketball, what hasn't he done? Like, I think LeBron has finally got to the point, and I think he might have been there before. If he wanted to be Peyton Manning, he could have did that at the COVID chip. He could have won the COVID chip. What was he, 36, 7, no, 34, 35 probably?
Yeah.
Could have won the COVID chip. Could have walked away like Peyton Manning. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's trying to wait for Bron, or Lil Bronny. I think he knows whatever happens in these series doesn't really affect his legacy. I think he wants to win to make the legacy greater, obviously. You can see he still wants to win very badly. But I don't think the losses really fuck him up as much like the losses back in the day to the Mavs and the Spurs and the Warriors did, if you know what I'm saying. I think he's really just like, I mean, yeah, like we can't fuck. And they can't fuck with them, by the way. They just don't have enough help. I mean, D'Lo's having a stinker. Austin Reeves kind of
Did you see him not in the huddle late in the game?
Yeah, so there's a lot of issues. I mean, Darvin Ham's not a great basketball coach.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
but he's coming back.
LeBron, incredible. LeBron saying that it didn't move. As long as he's playing, as long as I don't see fourth quarter 2011 Mavs series, LeBron, I don't think he's laid down or given up. He's fucking putting on. You can just tell he's putting on the line. So the comments didn't really move me that much.
Yeah,
it's just like, I think it's kind of a gut shot when you see your immortal heroes kind of come to terms that their powers are going away. And like, we're like, LeBron, it's you. You can't have 3-1 versus the Warriors. Like, what do you mean? Da, da, da. It's like, bro, he's 40.
It's like, call the bat signal.
He's waiting for his son to come in the league, guys. Like, it's not.
Superman is.
It's not the. Yeah, the cape been on. I think when they got swept in the Western Conference Finals, that's when the cape came off. For me, the cape came off. I was like, all right, he ain't got it no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like
not the same effect.
If we're on the superhero,
can't do it himself.
Yeah, if we're on the superhero thing, he's slowly not being able to pick up that Thor hammer anymore.
And that guy, Jokic is, and Mike Malone, and damn near MPJ, because the way.
So can we just say this?
Kryptonite.
It was never the fucking Lakers in that goddamn bet.
No, because if Jamal Murray doesn't make that shot, the series is completely different. Completely different. Bro, I look at how it's actually.
Wait, even AD walked out of the interview too, so they're both doing the shenanigans.
They knew that game. They knew that game too was everything. When Jamal Murray made that shot, it was like, what the fuck?
He said he made a shot, walked away.
Bro.
Come on, man.
It was really the Suns that's selling too, bro.
Ooh.
But I even think the Suns at home are gonna do a number and tie the series up. I honestly thought I thought the Sixers were gonna be the only team that sold it. I really did. I still kind of think that. I mean, besides the Lakers, but I thought the Sixers were gonna be the only team that sold it for a while. I was like, wow, the Sixers are gonna be the only team that sell this.
And how about last night's, I don't want to go too long on this, but the Magic?
Bro, I'm trying to.
What are we doing?
The Energizer Bunnies. They don't want to. They took them to Cleveland, bro. You think the boys want to play in Cleveland? Cold as shit up there. They're from Orlando. Take them down to Orlando where the Energizer Bunnies really live at. And y'all see my boy Jay Suggs. First of all, Paulo Banchero's the first 25-year-old or 24-year-old, I think, or something like that had averaged 26 and 6 or something like that through a couple games in the first round since LeBron. I mean, what he's doing has been insane. And Jalen Suggs, that's 97% true shooting percentage. Missed 2 shots. And first of all, if you watch game 2, it looked like he fucking literally destroyed his knee. The way the picture of what happened to his knee, you legitimately thought you see highlights of those oh, his career ended. Motherfucker was still playing, limping around. I thought he was dumb as fuck. I thought his series was over, and then he just goes out, drops 24 on 2-minute shots. I love the Magic. Just make sure you're watching that series. The NBA is disrespecting that series because they kind of know only basketball junkies gonna really tap in. But I'm telling y'all, there's some good content down there, bro. Andy Mitch might be hurt. He tweaked his knee. He didn't look the same. He didn't look explosive the rest of that game 3. They get in hell with the Energizer Bunnies.
Also, while you're in Florida, make sure you're watching the Battle of Florida. Panthers Lightning. Even though that's 3-0, it's kind of over.
No, but it's a fire shit.
So there's plenty of things happening in the state of Florida for sports if you want to get tapped in. That was a unintentional segue to NHL. I'm going to click away from this so you don't see that. We are the NHL's newest franchise, Utah, is asking their fans to have a vote. Here we go. Owner Ryan Smith, front office sports here. Owner Ryan Smith said that the fans will vote in an 8 mascot bracket to bring Utah's NHL team name. An LLC tied to the franchise has now trademarked 8 names. I'm going to read them all, and then we're going to pick our favorite ones. Well, you get one too. Utah Ice, Utah Fury, Utah Yetis, Utah Venom, Utah Blizzard, Utah Outlaws, Utah Mammoth, or the Utah Hockey Club. The reason I said Utah in front of all of those, I know that was probably annoying, but that's how it would sound when you're calling a name. I'm not going to read just the names. That's how it would sound. The one that I like the most out of those 8 names there is the Utah Yetis. I think that would be hilarious. And I'm still very curious to know what the color scheme's going to be. But look at that. So they're walking off the plane here. We got the Utah. What does it say? Utah. Yeah. Established in 2024. Nice. Good stuff, guys. I like the Utah Yetis out of these names.
The Yetis is kind of fire.
Do you like anything else?
I actually think the Utah Ice is underrated.
Really?
The Ice. That's kind of underrated. I fuck with that. I think it's kind of a cool theme, but the Yetis is fire.
I don't like the Outlaws.
I don't like, but for real. I mean, I think the Yetis is cool because I think that's the most like hockey name.
Yeah.
I think that's how.
And it's like snowy. You know?
Yeah. You know what I mean? The Yetis would be cool. I like the Ice. I don't really like anything else.
I don't like Venom.
For some reason, I'm like trolling, but like the Utah Hockey Club, it would sound dumb because it would sound like the football team, but it's kind of like I feel like that merch.
Doesn't that sound like vintage?
No, just that merch would be fire, like Utah Hockey Club. But they need to come up with something like, can we get creative, guys? Like, I guess they try to do. I try to get, but it's like Utah, like snow.
I mean,
slopes.
Yeah,
you know
but let's just say like we have the Dallas Stars. Like, come on, guys. I mean, are we doing that because the Cowboys have a star in their helmet?
Maybe. I'm just trying to think. Can we come up with a better name for the? Can we come up with a better name?
Yeah. What would you rather see? What name would you make the newest franchise of the NHL, the Utah hockey team? What would you make it? Because I still like Utah Yetis that they're giving us.
Would the Bears be patented? Can no one else be the Bears?
They could. What if they were like the Badgers?
Nah, polar bear theme. Nah, that's trolly.
I don't know.
Polar bear theme would be a little trolly.
But if you're gonna be the Yetis, or you're gonna be the Ice, or you're gonna be the Blizzard, like something that's cold,
the Ice would be fire.
Then like you have to lean into that. Make it some of the colors. Like make it like a sky blue. I know the Kraken kind of have that a little bit, but like make it a sky blue. Make the home jersey. Make it white. Make your home jersey white then.
Doesn't every like we go to a ski slope, don't like the hardest, what's the hardest slope
Black
called?
Diamond.
The Utah Black Diamonds.
I kind of like it.
The Utah Black Diamonds go hard. They should think about that.
I like it.
The Black Diamonds. Kind of like the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
And the Black Diamonds. Y'all gotta give us a call, man. Fuck. I like the Black Diamonds.
That's like the WNBA team, the Las Vegas Aces, because we're in Vegas.
Yeah.
I like that too.
The Utah Black Diamonds. Come here, it gets treacherous. You gotta be a veteran to come down this hill.
Yeah, facts.
I'm trying to go on a ski trip. I gotta go snowboarding. We talked about this.
I know, we have talked about this. All right, the very last thing we will be touching on is the Bears' new stadium proposal.
Wait, I also want to ask you though, realistic outlook for the Rangers. Who do we have next?
So it would be
the Capitals will look like a real hockey team.
The New York Rangers would have the Carolina Hurricanes. Would be another battle with them.
Snooze fest.
Which, if they can just get through them, then we will most likely await. I hate to say it, but Florida Panthers. Florida Panthers. You know, and it would be a really good series to see. I really am not knocking anything on Toronto. I'm liking that they're getting some games.
Frauds.
Making it a series.
Frauds.
I think the better series to watch is Florida and Boston versus Florida and Toronto.
Is that a rematch? Didn't Kachuk go crazy on them? No, they already got knocked out. Kachuk was going crazy on the Lightning.
Did they upset them?
Wasn't Kachuk going crazy on the Lightning?
Hold on a second. Didn't the Panthers upset Boston?
I think they did. And Kachuk was going crazy on them.
In Game 7? Yeah, because then the Celtics lost Game 7 the night after. Yeah, so that would be a rematch. But now, Panthers are the better team.
It's so different. Yeah, it's so different.
Tarasenko's there. He's having a hot series. I would rather see that. And then, after that, it's one of those two teams. And then on the Western side, I'm not putting anything past the Winnipeg Jets. I'm not putting anything past the Colorado Avalanche. That series is underrated.
Unbelievable.
And then the Canucks and Nashville Predators series is unreal too. Let's just shout out to the wildcard team out of the Preds. They had a hot close to the season, and they brought that energy right into the playoffs. So that's a crazy series as well. Kind of see what that would mix up there. The biggest shock, though, is the Dallas Stars competing for the President's Trophy. I know that doesn't matter to a lot of people, but just showing that you won the most amount of games, you got the most amount of points in the league, I think that's something not to look past. They were in that running and that race with the Panthers, with the Bruins, with the Rangers. Ultimately, it ended up being the Stars and the Rangers as being those last two guys.
They are getting dog
the fact that they were down 2-0
getting dog walked
to the Vegas Golden Knights is...
For the guys that have done it before.
The guys that have done it before. and we're losing 2 games in Dallas,
Whew.
that's scary. That's like what the Miami Heat did to Boston. Let us get one and we're going to back.
Did they lose that Kraken series last year?
Who?
Dallas?
I want to say that I actually don't remember.
They might have won it. But I remember that Kraken series. I don't know too much about hockey, so let me not get you. But we watching on Dallas.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be the Oilers this year. I think so.
And that series is underrated too.
so.
That series.
I think so,
We've
yeah.
seen that series before.
I mean, absolute sell job game too. Holy fuck! I could have scored that fucking goal.
Yeah. I mean,
Holy shit! Just tilt your fucking stick.
surely I did not think that the Edmonton Oilers were going to lose.
Just tilt your fucking stick.
I'm upset for them because the Kings are just gritty. Cam Talbot in net is he's been around for a little while, but that's a good playoff experienced goaltender.
He had a glove save, like one of them. I like them Jones.
Yeah, so we'll see with Edmonton. I think this series for people that aren't super into hockey, if you want to get into hockey and actually see how playoff hockey looks to get you in the game, turn on the Winnipeg Jets and Colorado Avalanche.
That series is unbelievable.
Going back to Denver.
Like goals, all that.
Watch that series.
Crowds,
you know
unbelievable.
What? You spoiled sack of shits over there.
They need to let Winnipeg wear white at home. Is this some NHL rule?
No.
Like,
they just that's like just their home uniform. I almost kind of like it.
Why are we doing the white out with the white jerseys would go crazy?
It'd be fire. But maybe what they're saying is like it would be too much white to understand who's like. You got the. I'm just thinking outside the box here.
I just think that shit would be hard. Winnipeg got a nice little fan base too.
Oh my god, those guys are crazy.
Nice little fan base.
People are painting their faces.
I've never watched Winnipeg Jets. Like when we were in high school, Winnipeg Jets were a joke.
And
so I've never tapped
remember like
into
Dustin Byfuglien on their team, big Dustin Byfuglien. What I will say though too about Jets fans though is like this is just the epitome of playoff hockey in Canada.
Yeah.
Like, and you couldn't ask for more, right? We got the Canucks in there, we got the Leafs in there.
Toronto.
Here's Winnipeg. Edmonton is in there. All Canadian hockey teams are in the playoffs, and I think that's really, really good.
Look at the fucking Habs. They suck dick. Just left out.
So yeah, I mean it's good for Canadian sports, even though it's really just big on hockey. I just that's something good to say because again. Like
hey, Canada Hoops, SGA, up 2-0.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah.
Well, I thought you were gonna go down the Raptors path, but I was gonna say.
No, I'm just saying SGA, Canada Hoops.
Yeah,
we coming up.
I was gonna say
Canada Hoops coming up, not the Raptors though, but they got their chip.
Yeah, that's right. They did get their chip.
But yo, Canada Hoops is on the up. Is Canada Soccer's on the up and up too? Fuck going on out there? How y'all?
We need to get to a Jets game for a whiteout. I'm only going for a whiteout. If I would ever go there, I'm only going for a whiteout. Seriously.
What kind of whiteout we talking about? Because I like to go to Winnipeg for a certain kind of whiteout too. I saw that crowd.
You're fucking crazy.
I saw that crowd. I saw it.
All right, last thing we're touching on is the Chicago Bears introducing plans for their $4 billion lakefront stadium. You can see the picture here. Can we just be real right now? Let's figure out and just use our brains for a second. I'm not even on that side of it. Let's think about the weather in Chicago during football season. Think about it. And we're going to have fucking boats on the water there? It's freezing.
Oh, yeah, that bitch going to be freezing.
What are we doing?
No, that's like the picture to make...
What are we talking about?
Yeah, that's the picture to make the investors be like, oh, yeah, we'll throw $1 billion out of this.
Yeah, in the summer.
Yeah.
Talking about football, when we get to November, there going to be boats in the water there that people are going to go out there and tailgate before the game in?
That's
Hell
a
no.
little insane.
That's a lie. That's why I'm like, you have got to be serious, right?
That's a little insane.
Like, just when you are making these graphics, the Chicago Bears I'm talking to, think to yourself, during football season, also, don't we always say football is a cold weather sport? Why are we going to go to Chicago when we all know? And if you didn't, then you're living under a rock. It is frigid in wintertime in Chicago. And we're having a graphic here with boats like we're down in Miami.
I think they like to spice these graphics up. Because I remember the Sixers put that graphic up of the stadium in Center City. Like it wouldn't be like, or we put a stadium in Center City. Like they think they're in Tampa. They think this is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
This is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Literally.
This is the boat parade.
Literally.
This is literally the Super Bowl boat parade.
Literally.
What is that? So be better, because if you really
I also think like Minnesota's indoors.
Yeah. Well, you're saying more stadiums going indoors?
What the fuck is the other team in that conference? They're indoors as well. The Lions.
The Lions.
I think there's a little, it doesn't show, but I think there's a little bit of like a competitive advantage in the grittiness to Green Bay and Chicago, that they're the two teams that are outside to go play at Soldier Field when it's cold.
Yeah.
Go play at Lambeau when it's cold. So if they want to give that competitive advantage only to the Green Bay Packers, and Jordan Love, like, he fine playing in the Lambeau cold.
That's a really good point.
I don't know. But obviously, I think it's probably better. I mean, being a fan of going to a fucking, like, having to go to a game. I mean, you know, as a Giants fan, and not really as much of an Eagles fan sometimes. It's not as cold. But it's tough. Like, yeah, we got to go to this game in December. It's for the division. It is fucking 14 degrees outside. Feels like zero.
Wear triple layers and socks.
Yeah,
there,
like,
boys.
you know, yeah. So I do because it was real nice being in Detroit, being outside kind of cold, and going inside and being like, wow, I am in the fucking club.
That was
like literally the club.
That was like last night. So we were standing out there tailgating. The wind started picking up. It was getting cold. And like people were trying to grab their jackets. I'm like, no. It's going to be warm in there. Relax.
Yeah, we gonna walk inside.
Don't bring that
Y'all
jacket.
Gonna be yelling and screaming for flop, all that shit.
Now, if we were going to a hockey game, it'd be a little bit of a different story.
Different. Hockey game vibe, though.
Yeah.
Got to get to another one.
All right. We're
Winnipeg.
getting out of here. Winnipeg. Whiteout. Let us know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do I have any other announcements? Oh, yeah. Big announcement here for anybody that's made it this far. Make sure to comment, subscribe, drop a comment, all that kind of good stuff.
Tea party should be coming soon.
Tea parties are coming soon. We're still planning on that. Big thing, too, if you do want to get on the show, you know what to do. Call the number 302-722-6699. 302-722-6699. Give us a call. Let us know. We'll get you on the show. Have a little conversation. Looking forward to it. We've had some good couple calls. We didn't have any today for this week's show, but we've had a good couple. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you're doing that. And then our audio platform listeners, you know, we love you and appreciate you. Apple Podcasts and Spotify, give us those ratings. Scroll to the bottom on Apple Podcasts. 5 stars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hit that 5. That does help us on those platforms. We'll see you after, hopefully, Game 5, which would be Tuesday, MSG and Philadelphia, which would then make the Sixers go home and the Knicks go to round 2. See, that's all I'm asking for. You've been listening and watching to the All Day Everyday Show with All Day AJ and Manny Ruffin.
Hey, the Phillies is like 9-1 they last 10, baby. Zach Wheeler's hooping. Ranger Suarez is hooping. You know what I'm saying? Trey Turner been the best player on the baseball field for the last 2 weeks. Shout out to my Philadelphia motherfucking Phillies. These motherfucking Yankees have lost 2 games to the A's. He's trying to dunk that topic this week, but we're not going to dunk. We're going to get on the out show. Have a good one, motherfuckers. I fuck with y'all for being here. Good night.
I love it.